We all love Hatsune Miku. Literally, she is actually so perfect. She can be cute, she can be sexy, she can be literally whatever you want her to be. And it's because of that, I have practically married her. My real name is Akihiko Kondo, by the way. Don't get it twisted, Hatsune Miku was designed to be that way. She was designed to be flexible, reflecting the way that Krypton wanted to use Miku and the Vocaloid technology, which is kind of like an instrument. Because of that, she has become the ultimate pop star, even more than just an instrument. She's practically her own brand, the Japanese Mickey Mouse, if you will. The only twist being that it's more acceptable to goon to Hatsune Miku than Mickey Mouse. Trust me, I speak from experience. Now, with that being said, it was only a matter of time before Hatsune Miku and the world of racing crossed paths. And now the question was, how the hell was Miku gonna do that? Well, enter the Grid Girls. Let me be blunt here, they're pretty much eye candy for the field since, well, most racing fans are straight dudes. And what are two things that straight dudes like to look at the most? Simple. Cars and girls. So pretty much put those two together and you have the most dude bro shit to ever exist. Grid girls are pretty much a thing of the past these days. However, the concept of hot girls being hot on the track are still a thing in some places, particularly in Japan. Especially in Japan. Enter Super GT. Now, a lot of you car guys and motorsport guys in the audience will know what GT racing is, but if you're dropping by, let me explain it for you. Think of Super GT and GT racing in general as taking your average supercar, like let's say your Lambos, Porsches, Ferraris, Fords, and Nissan GTRs, and souping it up, then racing the hell out of those cars. Super GT in particular is just GT racing, but Japan. Though in the past it was called JGTC, and you will know them from the absolutely gorgeous, the absolutely stunning cars like the Calsonic Skyline and the Castrol Supra. Seriously, why are grid girls a thing? I am already combing gallons to the cars, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. So you see, with the logic of grid girls surviving in Japan, it was only a matter of time before anime girls entered the mix. You see this in Azur Lane and with some VTubers, but let's focus on my wife, Hatsune Miku from Fortnite. But let's focus on my wife, Hatsune Miku from Fortnite. Wind the clocks back to 2007-2008, Goodsmile was already involved in motorsports back then, sponsoring Rally Japan, which was a race that was part of the overall WRC season. But Goodsmile themselves were looking to sink their teeth a little deeper into the world of motorsports, and that's where we enter Studi AG. You see, Studi AG was a Japanese tuning shop which specialized in BMWs specifically. So Goodsmile went up to Studi AG and was like, "So, I heard you're good with cars. Yeah? Why?" Well, you see, I'm putting together a team. A team for racing. Well, what's the plan? The plan is we put this anime girl called Hatsune Miku on the car. And so put Hatsune Miku on a car they did. With the help of Studi AG and F1 driver Ukyo Katayama, they formed Goodsmile Racing and Stuji with Team Ukyo. Quite the mouthful, I know. They entered the 2008 season with their hopes up, but one recurring theme that you will find in the GSR story is nothing ever goes right. They entered later into the 2008 season, entering specifically at the 6th race of the season, meaning that they couldn't rack up as much points as they wanted to. And the moment that they entered, their fuel tank was found to be illegal. But they were still on the grid though, just for the vibes. But the moment that they get their tires hot, their engine blows. Again, recurring theme in the Goodsmile Racing story. At this point, they didn't exactly have a racing design for Miku just yet in 2008 and 2009. They literally just stuck Miku on a car and called it a day. After like 20 different DNFs and 17th place finishes. In 2010, they made a lot of changes. First and foremost, they finally had a Racing Miku design, which was alright. The one thing of note was that Racing Miku's illustrator, Red Juice, also made Hololive Iris's design. Yes, the Eurobeat girl.
Medium left, medium left! Sammy, you will wreck the car!
Another change was that they replaced Studi AG with Cox, which is either a fashion store, a used car dealership, or a car part shop. I assume the former, so it was just Goodsmile Racing and a bunch of Cox. You can imagine the results from the season. Aside from a storm hitting the town of Oyama, which caused significant amounts of damage to the town, leading to the cancellation of the 7th race, GSR was hitting double digits like crazy. But hey, at least they finished 9th at Motegi Ring, so that's cool. But in 2011, they seriously locked the fuck in. The Miku design was slightly improved. They went back to using BMW Z4s instead of Porsches, but more importantly, this was by far their best season up until this day, because they got F1 driver Kyo Katayama.
Yo, what up? It's Editing Nemo here. So, as it turns out, it was the same Ukyo Katayama from Team Ukyo and Studi AG. I did not catch that. I am actually stupid.
And the top class driver Nobuteru Taniguchi as their drivers, and they were just cracking the shit out of the competition, leading to a first place finish by the end of the season. This was the only time they would ever get a first place finish, because by the following year, the curse came back to bite them in the ass. It was like God himself said, oh no, I can't let these fucking trash weebs win it all. So he smites GSR's ass with the same midfield to rear end finishes and DNFs. But hey, we got Miku Tummy this year, so that's one silver lining. They changed drivers from Katayama to Kataoka, but Taniguchi stayed that year, so I really don't know. One thing that you will notice through the years of Racing Miku is that bit by bit, they actually did improve the designs and switch it up quite a bit. I actually started liking the Racing Miku designs right around this time, but in 2014, they got serious with how much they can make Miku sexy. What, you think that they're gonna repeat 2011? In your dreams, man, in your dreams. The reason why Miku's design significantly got better was because they got Shigeto Koyama, who was a star-studded character designer from Gainax, who was in charge of designs in Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Evangelion Rebuild, Promare, New Panty and Stalking, Star Wars Visions, and Big Hero 6, which are all relatively small works. But what's important in this story was that he was in charge of the Racing Miku costume designs, which finally gave us beach episode Racing Miku. Thank God it's not over for Goodsmile Racing! Oh yeah, I just remembered, this is a racing team. So remember what I said? That there wasn't going to be another 2011 season where they lock in and get first place? Well, I lied! They got first place overall in 2017, baby! We're so back! God damn, it feels so good to be a GSR fan. That is, if you don't consider that in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2019, they put on the usual GSR performance. Also, right around the year before they got Shigeto Koyama on board, they collabed with Nitro Plus and started releasing Super Sonico and Racing Miku illustrations ever since. For a second there, I actually thought they got Megurine Luca on. Now, around 2020, the pandemic obviously broke out, so they had to host the Super GT season in Assetto Corsa. You can imagine the chaos that ensued there. I lied, they just postponed the first round. As usual, Taniguchi was hitting the Fernando Alonso stare every time he raced, but the Miku designs were cute though, right? The 2022 Racing Miku particularly blew the fuck up because I can't blame them. Miku was really showing it off. Cast Station made a couple illustrations, and now I believe is a good time for a little intermission. Listen, I would place a sponsor here, but I can't. So if you want the opportunity for me to give you a sponsorship segment to skip, now would be a good time to Diddy Party oil up the subscribe button. But I can tell that a lot of you will be typing in the comments, "Bro, Miku showing off a whole lot of nothing, haha." Listen here, listen. No hate towards the mommy types, but in my opinion, it's pretty overrated. I need some love for flat girls too, god damn it! Miku is showing off a whole lot of nothing, but she is still showing it off. Just because she doesn't have double D's and the waistline of Jupiter doesn't mean she's not hot, okay? Maybe, just maybe, less is more. Flat girls deserve some love too, okay? I'm tired. I'm fucking tired of seeing the same fucking big titty fucking waifus, fucking Jane Doe, fucking Super Creek hogging up my FYP. And don't get me wrong, I know and I love the power of a double Jupiter solar system, but it gets to a point, man. It gets to a point. Flat girls deserve some justice, man. If in doubt, flat out. With that being said, my personal favorite so far from the 2020s Racing Miku is the 2025 one. I mean, just look, she is so hot, there's no need to explain. She's showing off, but she's showing off just enough. Holy shit. And I assume the drivers also agree with me that this by far was the hottest Racing Miku. Wanna know why? Because this was the only time they got an overall podium within the decade. GSR joined the 24 hours of Spa, but of course they DNF'd, but the drivers seriously locked the fuck in and got third place overall. It's amazing, but frustrating at the same time because you wanna know why? Because the teams ahead of them had 106 points overall. It was a tie between them. And GSR, Goodsmile Racing, had 104.5 points. They were 2 points away from winning the season. I wonder what that reminds me of. Listen, I make fun of Ferrari fans and the 5 remaining Alpine and Haas fans behind closed doors, but I think I understand them now. I really do. I really understand the mind of a Ferrari fan, except that instead of a red and yellow horse, it's a blue singing anime girl. I get it. I totally get it now. I get it. I fucking get it.